I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries.
How do you do that? How do you
Scare the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Sacramento organization that is under the banner of Antifa is very loosely organized, right? So like, yeah, when there is like right-wing rallies and stuff, then we'll create an opposition to that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Where would he go to connect to some of these organizations?
No, I post a calendar every week.
Awesome.
And then so like and I do it for extra credit, so they get points for doing it. And so that encourages them to do it. And I've had like students show up for like protests, community events, tabling, food distribution, all sorts of things. When they go, they take pictures, they write up a reflection. That's their extra credit. Like I have an Antifa flag on my wall, and a student complained about that. And you said it made him feel uncomfortable. Well, this is meant to make fascists feel uncomfortable, so if you feel uncomfortable, I don't really know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't be aligning with the values that this is antithetical to. So.
Most of the time, I am very pragmatic about everything, even things that I feel strongly about. But this story filled me with rage. I got so mad. And here's why, okay? What makes me angry about this is the selfishness of teachers like this one, Gabriel Gipe. Because teachers like him use their students as political props and are getting paid for it. They're getting paid by the government. And we, the taxpayers, are paying the government. So we're paying for them to project their political views onto our children. These public school teachers who are funded by taxpayers are using their students to further their own political agenda, and doing so using disgusting tactics like gaslighting students who show opposition and incentivizing students to show up to far left protests. And this is truly despicable. Here's another thing that makes me angry. It's the fact that this Gabriel Gipe guy was allowed to be a teacher in the first place. Okay? Upon looking at Gipe, the first thing I would think is heroin addict. Okay? He has a scruffy, messy-looking beard. He's covered in tattoos and piercings, and he dresses like an absolute bum. Okay? In fact, I've seen many high school students who would look like more of a teacher than this piece of garbage. Okay? I can't believe that this guy was somehow able to acquire his position as a teacher. It is absolutely, I'm stunned that he was somehow able to. Okay, he looks like an absolute scumbag who should be working at McDonald's, and even then, his boss at McDonald's would ask him to clean up his appearance, okay? This guy would not be able to work at Waffle House or Domino's because they don't allow facial hair. That is a fact, okay? The fact that fast food chains seem to have more strict hiring practices than that of teachers is profoundly disturbing, okay? If this guy applied to Domino's today and got hired, he would have to modify his appearance. He would have to clean himself up, but somehow he doesn't have to do that when he's being a teacher and when he's forming young minds. That is just insane, okay? And I want to make it clear, it's not his beard that makes him look like a bum. I had teachers with facial hair back in the early 2000s when I was in grade school. But their facial hair was neat, okay? They wore dress shirts and dress shoes. They displayed the utmost professionalism because they were shaping young minds, okay? But on the other hand, when you look at Gabriel Gipe, right off the bat, he looks like a dirty piece of shit, okay? And then, they always say don't judge a book by its cover. Fine. Appearance is so important, but fine, let's just pretend we can let that go. The second he opens his mouth, it is abundantly clear that his personality matches his look and that he is human garbage. He's garbage. Okay? There used to be a time when teachers were looked up to. Okay, they were looked up to as leaders and educators because, it's literally in the fucking name, teacher. Okay, today that's all changed. Today, for some reason, teachers consist of mentally unwell people who are not looked up to at all, but in fact, teachers these days are the ones who look up to their students. It's the other way around. I see many of these teachers treating their students like their pets. Okay, I see teachers projecting their own messed up principles onto their students in the most selfish ways. I can't think of anything more selfish than to brainwash someone who is in their formative years just because you don't feel good about yourself. It's almost like a variation of Munchausen syndrome and Stockholm syndrome. Okay, these teachers feel lonely and unhappy for whatever reason, and so they project their insecurities onto their students. Okay, there is nothing more self-centered and despicable, okay, than a mentally ill person becoming a teacher and brainwashing children for their own selfish reasons. It used to be that teachers were proud of their students for reasons, for academic reasons. Okay, it used to be that teachers were proud of their students for being bright and intelligent. You'd hear teachers saying, you know what? I'm very proud of some of my students because I taught them about the Revolutionary War and they were so eager to learn about it, so I am proud of them. Okay, that was back in the day. These days, you hear unhinged teachers talk about how they are proud of their students for accepting that they suck cock. You'll hear teachers saying, well, I suck cock and my students don't even care that I suck cock, so I'm so proud of them. We went from teachers being qualified educators to teachers being fat, single, childless, blue-haired, bipolar suffering feminists and Antifa adherents. And we can blame this on the failed parenting strategies that gave birth to the millennial generation. Remember those millennials who were spoiled, entitled brats? Well, those spoiled, entitled millennials are now teaching our children. Remember, the oldest millennials are now 40 years old. We are now seeing millennials becoming old, and it's hilarious, but it's also sad because despite their accelerated age, they still have their 14-year-old minds. When you look at the makeup of teachers today, it looks like someone selected a group of the worst millennials they could find and hired them all as teachers. But hold on, luckily there's some good news. The teacher featured in this video, Gabriel Geip, is being fired. But this despicable piece of human garbage would still be teaching if it had not been for the unstoppable force of pissed off parents. When this video leaked, 70 parents physically came to the school to protest the methods of Geip. And I'm proud of those parents for what they did. Almost immediately, Natomas Unified School District announced their plans to terminate Geip. Okay? That's awesome. That is fucking awesome because he will no longer have the ability to indoctrinate young people who are in their formative years, and we owe that to parents speaking up. So let this be a message to everyone out there. You only have one voice. Use it.